Hello, this is Ashee from Crafting with Ashee and welcome to this video. Thank you for joining me today. This is the card I have to share with you. It's a fun little shaker card, really simple to make, and I've been trying to go through my sequin storage and I have a ton of sequins that I've collected from here, there and everywhere, and I'm trying to use them up, and one of the best ways I find to use them up is shaker cards. So I've made this one featuring the Countryside in Designer Series paper. So let me show you how to make this simple shaker card, or as I've called them in the past, shaky 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 cards. There we go. Okay, so let's bring in our bits and bobs. I have here a piece of the Countryside in Designer Series paper, and this piece measures 14.35 centimeters by 10. And then I've used the largest circle here from the Stylish Shape dies to cut out my hole, and then I've used the largest circle and the second largest circle to cut out a little frame, and we can see it here, and we're just going to put this is just going to sit around our circle later on, just like that. Okay, so what I want to do firstly is I want to decide on my card front whether I want to have just the blank of the boho blue. So this is a standard A6 card base. That's an A4 sheet cut in half and then folded in half, and this one's in boho blue. So we can have this like that, or we can have, this is the inside of this paper, we can have this piece here which is the same, or we can have a totally different piece for a contrast. We could have the opposite side, which is also dark, or we can have another piece of Designer Series paper, and I'm just trying to find it. I did have it 2 seconds ago. Here it is. And we could have some of this. So let's see which we like better. Something like that. I think so. So we roughly know that's where our frame is going to go. So we know that that's roughly where we want our piece here. So I'm just going to take some glue, hold this down, put some glue on that side, and then some on this side. That'll hold our base down nicely, and now I'm just going to double check that when I put my frame on as I wanted, it's going to cover the area. You could use a whole sheet, but I'm frugal and I don't want to use up any more than I have to of the pretty paper, so I can stretch it even further. Okay, so let's set all of that aside, and we need to put on some acetate now on the back or window sheet, and I have here a scrap of window sheet. So I'm going to get my scissors and I'm going to just measure how much I need, roughly to about there. Just be careful when you're cutting the window sheet, because it does have sharp edges and you don't want to hurt yourself, so just be careful. Okay, so that's going to cover the inside. So I'm going to use some seal, because I don't want any of the glue splodging out. So I'm just going to use a little bit of seal around my piece here. Okay, and then find the acetate. Since it's clear, it's very easy to lose, as you'll see. Okay, and there we have our little window for our shaker pocket. Really, really simple and easy. So next we need to make a border around this to hold in our sequins, and to do that, sorry about the squeaks, I'm going to use some of our foam strips here. Now if you take the backing off the foam strip already before you put it down, you'll find it much more easy to manipulate So that's exactly what I'm going to do. Just going to, I need a little bit more for that. Let's see if I have any scraps before I take off a full sheet, and I do have some scraps here. This will be enough. Use up all your good dimension. There we go. And just make sure that your pocket is properly sealed in so nothing will escape. Okay, so now I'm just going to fill in the rest here with some foam tape, or you can use dimensionals. I've got some old foam tape. Again, I'm trying to use up what I've got. So I'm gonna just put some down. I don't know where I got this. It's been in my stash for years. I'm just going to put little bits, and I'm sorry for the noise. Try and be a bit quieter. I film quite far ahead my videos, so I'm filming now the first week of February, even though this is not going to go out for ages. And it's snowing here in Lincoln. I saw my first daffodils and this last week crocuses and snowdrops, and of course now snow has come. Makes perfect sense. So I'm going to take the backings off all of this now. Okay. And these last little bits here. Okay. Let's put this down. And then we're going to put some sequins in here. So I've got quite a dark colour here. And this is my new sequin storage. I love it. So I can see everything I've got, and as you can see, this is not just one tin, I've got 4 of these like this. So I've got way too many sequins. So I'm trying to use up what I've got. So let's see. I think I'm going to use these ones this time. And I'm still trying to get used to opening these little containers. There is a trick. There we go. Sometimes I think I'm just too scared that I'm going to knock everything everywhere, so I don't do it. So I'm going to have a few of those, I think. And then we want a little bit of shine, so let's see what else we've got. Let's mix in some of these darker ones here. Okay. What are these? Oh, these are nice. These are larger ones. Let's have a few of those. Why not? Yeah, that's plenty of sequins. We've had enough playing. Alright, let's close it up and put it away. I'll just make sure my sequins are all inside my little tray. They are. Spread them out so they're flat-ish. And now I haven't realised what I've done wrong, because I wasn't thinking today. So I actually wanted to put them on the paper, so I'm just going to tip it out onto the paper. Okay, so pretend I didn't make that mistake, and I put them on the paper to start off with. But as you can see, you just take them off, spread them out, and no harm done whatsoever. We're just going to put our frame down. Make sure it's lined up as we want. Just going to pull it back up because I didn't have it lined up. If you don't press down hard on your adhesive, you can easily pull it back up without there being any ramifications. Only press down hard when you know you've got everything exactly where you want it to be, and then really give it a good press down so those sequins can't escape. But I'm just making sure that around the circle it's really well pressed down. And there we have a lovely little shake card. Now we're going to take our frame here and fit this in. And we're just going to put a little bit of glue. So I'm going to take here my silicone mat and I'll look for my tweezers in the hope that they will help and stop me getting glue everywhere. Just making sure which side I want it. Because there is a stitching, you want to make sure you have it on the right side. Okay. And then just going to fit this into the hole. Just like that. And leave that aside to dry. Put our tweezers away and move that out of sight. Clear the decks a little bit so we have a little bit of room to work. So let's do some stamping while that dries. I'm going to just do a little sentiment that says thank you, and this is from Timeless Arrangements, Tamstead. Scrap here of basic white cardstock. I'm going to stamp in Starry Sky. I've got everything set up in my block already. So, can I just stamp down here? Thank you. Okay, and now we're going to quickly cut this out using the matching dies. And these are the Timeless Arrangement dies. And I'm just going to use this little sentiment strip here. If I can get them out. This little one here, it fits it perfectly, as you can see. So I'm just going to run that through the die cutting machine and I'll be back. Okay, so we'll start to finish off our card. We've got that little sentiment here. And now we're going to put in our card insert. And this is just another piece of basic white. Now all the measurements and the supplies for this card are on the blog post, and you can find that in the link to that in the description box below. You'll also find there the link to my Facebook group and all my social media links, so do come and check those out. I host fortnightly challenges in my Facebook group, so if you want to take part in a challenge, I'd love to see your creations, so do come and join the group. Now I'm going to punch from, using this bow punch, I'm going to punch a little bit of floral from here, just one knot, just like that. And I've used the Delightfully Eclectic Designer Series paper, and I chose this little floral paper and I cut out one of the pieces of flowers. I did it off camera to save us a little bit of time. So I'm just going to stick this down with a dimensional. I'm just going to put one so I can tuck stuff in as I want. I'm just trying to decide how I want this to be. Yeah, that'll do. I don't like to faff about too much. And then let's see. Yeah. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue along the stem, base of the stem of this piece of foliage, leaving most of it without glue so it will really fluff up. And then I think maybe a piece up here just to balance it out. Like that. And then we have our sentiment. Where do we want that to go? I think there will actually be fine. And I'm tucking it. I'm not going to put any dimension on the sentiment. I'm just going to leave it as is. There we go. Just try and get it straight. I think that's straight. Okay. So let's move that aside, Finishing touches, I do have some of these adhesive backed glitter sequins, and these are from Stampin' Up. And let's see, I think I'm going to use some of these ones today. I'm just going to scatter a few around, just a little bit, because there's a lot of glitz on it already. So there we have our 2 little shaker cards. I hope you liked them. If you did, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up so YouTube know. And please don't forget to subscribe to future videos. It really does help my videos become more visible. So thank you again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye.